Today we've delivered our summer live lab low carbon construction event, starting at our offices with some theory and presentations delivered by Paul Lynch of EcoCocon, myself and my colleague Annie Benton, followed by some practical demonstrations. Following that, we've come to site here for a live lab demonstration of the application of clay plaster onto EcoCocon straw wall systems, Gutex wood fibre, as well as diasyn cork lime on the retrofit of a traditional stone house.
So I think it's really important to showcase low carbon solutions in action because it removes barriers for the industry. I think one of the biggest issues with materials that aren't normal or non-traditional, if you like, in the view of built environment is that people don't know how to use them, they don't know how to design with them, they don't know how to build with them. So if we can showcase all those things, we alleviate all that anxiety. We say, look, here, we're going to support you, off you go. Then people go, oh, right, oh, great, okay, yeah, we can do that, brilliant. It's mainly the fear of the unknown and what to do with it and the anxiety around that people don't do things. So, knowledge is power, and so ecological building systems, that's what we try to do. We try to remove the barriers and empower people to use the right materials.
So straw plays a massive role in the future of construction in all countries actually. It's an abundant material, it's a byproduct of farming, and it's basically the same ingredients as wood. And with its use, people will get healthier, energy efficient and safe buildings to live in. And at the end of its lifespan, it will go back to the earth. It's been used in construction for millennia. And, now we're bringing it into a modern age.
I'm very interested in seeing building materials and building systems that can be not just zero carbon, but can be sequestering carbon in the buildings for a long time. Think of it, straw, when you're growing it, when that, in the autumn, that dies, all of that goes back as CO2 back into the atmosphere when it decays. In this case, you're locking that every year, what you've taken off the land, storing it in the building. There's a massive amount of CO2 that can be absorbed this way and stored in buildings. And it's a lot even better than timber can achieve. So I'm very impressed with it, and looking at the types of projects that it's doing, incredibly sophisticated buildings. I really think it's a great solution.
What stood out the most for me from Paul's talk was the scale of what they're doing, that they're actually trans-European, but also the diversity of building types, from small one-off houses to multi-story apartment blocks, which I visited in Malmo, and then to the logistics centre. So it's really taking ecological construction into mainstream. So in terms of using this in Ireland, I think it has immediate application and even potential for manufacturing here. We have a huge straw resource. I think it's something like 250,000 hectares. And of course, we have an Irish timber sector and timber construction. So not only could we do this here, we could actually manufacture these here.
So today was the first time that I've seen the EcoCocon panels being on a live project, and it was fabulous to not just see prototypes in the factories or at shows, but to see the whole system being implemented. It was fantastic, and in particular in this job, with us being a retrofit company, to see it integrated as well with an existing building was fabulous. And then just how it stitches in with the existing foundation systems, and then also the roof on this project was great to see as well.
I always believe education is the best way, and live demonstrations or live laboratories are key to that. It really is important that people see how easy this is or the benefits of it. I would totally recommend that this is replicated on a regular basis, and I would recommend it to anybody that's in our industry, and even people that aren't in our industry that are thinking of doing something with an older house.
Well, for us as a family, we thought that it was important to choose something that is natural and healthy for our kids, and to teach them as well that they can make a difference for themselves and for their future families, So I think that was something very important for us and for our friends and for the future.
I think this type of project has serious potential to be replicated in different settings, whether it's individual residential homes or even larger scale housing developments. I would love to think that it can be. If you look at the level of organisation that EcoCocon have gone to, and together with Ecological Building Systems, I think there's a support network there to help developers, whether they're individual homeowners or bigger developers, to be able to facilitate that process.
By combining the theory of low carbon building with putting that into practice on site here today, this is a perfect example of how we can meet our climate goals with lower carbon building solutions. To find more information about the Dyson Cork Lime thermal plasters, EcoCocon straw wall panel systems, or the range of Good-X wood fibre and ProClima solutions used here today, please go to our website where we have a range of information, downloads, as well as blogs and in videos content as well.